all of us that went back together and everything, it just made us all closer. It's
Oh,
just,
yeah.
we're family now.
Some veterans of Vietnam left that country never wanting to return. Too much loss, too much pain, too many bad memories. But 5 years ago, our cameras followed a group of almost 20 East Tennessee veterans on a return trip to Vietnam to face some ghosts.
Well, it's from the other side for sure.
In 2017, from backwater channels in the Mekong Delta to bustling streets of Ho Chi Minh City.
I don't recognize much of anything at all, however. It's changed, obviously, a whole lot in the 50 years plus since I've been here. But there are a few landmarks that I have recognized.
We documented the whirlwind journey for almost 24 East Tennessee veterans on a return trip to Vietnam. Can you believe it's been 5 years?
No. Don't seem like it.
Inside VFW Memorial Post 5154 in Blount County, a small group of veterans gathered to reflect on that journey 5 years later.
Fortunately, in my case, I didn't see a lot of the junk these guys had to live through.
Men like Navy veteran Art Blank, who served in Vietnam during 1970 to 71. What was that trip for you like?
I was actually dumbfounded because considering what those poor folks went through and the fact that they still regard Americans so highly, I was just surprised, and I still am when I think about it. Pleasantly so.
And the people, you can't say too much for them. They were really good to us. They'd shake your hand and holler at you, point at you, and I really enjoyed it.
Johnny Hurst was a soldier serving in Vietnam in 1967 and 68. The avid photographer guesses he took upwards of 500 snapshots during the 10-day return trip to Southeast Asia.
Yeah, I like the market downtown there in Saigon. I enjoyed that. It's similar to a flea market, I guess you would call it, but they had everything in there, and it was huge. And I liked the Mekong Delta, too. I liked it. It was a good trip down there.
Serving in the Mekong Delta in his early 20s, Navy man Clifford Willis was a river rat. He spent portions of 1965, 66, 67, and 68 in Vietnam. 50 years later, he made the return trip in his mid-70s.
It's been 48 years, and I've changed a lot more than the river has. As far as trips go, it rates right at the top, but I think mostly because of the guys here, the whole group. Being able to do it with a group like that was very meaningful. Learn their experiences during the war, where they were and what they did.
Raise your hand if you would go back. Everybody would. No hesitation.
I think all of us that went back together and everything, it just made us all closer. It's
Oh,
just,
yeah.
we're family now.
And Johnny Hurst has this message for fellow veterans of the war in Vietnam.
I think all the veterans should make a trip over there. The ones that's having problems, yeah.
That would help them, you think?
I think so. It did. It helped me a lot, I know that. And these guys here, it helped them. So, yeah, I think they all will make a trip.
Satisfying, rewarding, healing. It was all those things. But the trip also stirred some still unresolved frustration among some of those veterans. We'll hear their memories of that trip and relive a surprising moment of closure for one veteran in part 2 of our Look Back later this month.